I'm Tangie, and I am flying solo tonight. So Jack usually sets everything up, and I think I did okay. We'll see. So when you're coming in, be sure to say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm quite chilly, and I kind of wish I had something warm to drink, and I kind of wish I had my chapstick because my lips are feeling a little parched. But anyway, well, hey Bub, how are you? Yeah, so how is your evening going? Like I said, I'm flying solo. I'm here by myself. Hey Anna. Hey everybody. Hey Mary Elizabeth, how are you, girl? But yeah, what was I saying? I'm here by myself. I fell asleep on the couch, and then something spooked Ruger, and she barked and woke me up. So anyway, I'm a little out of it. But anyway, well, hey, Miss Sandra, how are you? Hey, Runaway Homestead, how are you guys doing? So Jack and the kids are at church. We have a teen Bible study at our church once a month, and usually just the kids go, but Jack wanted to go tonight, so he is there with them, and I am here. Well, hey Jesse, how are you? So I'm here by myself. So everybody else is at church, and I am a heathen this evening, and I am being here. So anyway, so how is everybody doing? We all are doing all right here. Just trying to keep our heads above water between work and family and the house. I'm gonna be very honest with you all. My house is disgusting. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. So y'all know whenever when the basement wall collapsed, our house was exposed to the elements for a few months. Well, then when we moved back in, everything just kind of happened, in a flurry. I did come in and I was able to do some cleaning, but I was not able to do deep cleaning. And so I was noticing the other day, the walls need to be washed, windows need to be washed, just this whole house from top to bottom needs to be scrubbed. And I don't really want to do that yet until, because we have new floors that are going to be coming in. We have new tile that's going in. I'm having a light put above the sink. I'm going to have a hood put here. So there's going to be a lot of dust. There's going to be a lot of dirt. And then also, we have no grass out here between all the snow, all the rain. It's mud everywhere. And so we have dogs in the house. So they're constantly tracking things in. And I know that nobody else cares as much as I care. But it is driving me insane. Yeah, so spring cleaning, I was thinking, for those of us that garden and homestead and things like that, spring is our busiest time because we're outside as much as possible. So really, I need to do spring cleaning now because I know I'm not going to have time to do it later. But again, being in construction, it's kind of like, what's the point? What is the point? I saw a meme one time. It was like the best thing ever. It says, cleaning your house while your children are awake is like brushing your teeth while eating Oreos. So even though my children are older, we just have a very active, in and out and coming and going. And then with the house, I'm like, there's no point. There's no point. But anyway, so if you guys follow us on social media, then you all may have seen that we had a bunch of snow in our area. I think we ended up with about 6 inches of snow in our area. So wherever you are, did you get that huge winter storm cell that came through? It was quite cold. We only really enjoyed it for, I guess, about a day. And then That night it got down into the single digits. Like we literally woke up and it was 1 degree. We had Bo come in. We brought him in so he wouldn't be so cold. The chickens did great. And then the next day it was like 40 degrees and it all melted off. You guys got 4.5 inches. Awesome. No snow. Yeah, I know where my family lives in Georgia, they had more just really cold, slushy weather. Hey, Jennifer. Oh, also, I wanted to mention Faith Family Homestead. That is my friend Dominique, and she has a really great video where she is she shows her process of putting up a low tunnel. And I really enjoyed watching that today. On my lunch break, I was unloading the dishwasher and watched that. That was really nice. 80 degrees Sunday and 45 today. Holy cow, Leah. Yeah, I'm amazed, like, when you start your seeds, because we are still like weeks away from starting seeds. I'm just like, how in the world are you starting your summer crops now? But I just, it's awesome that you live where it's so nice and warm. Polar vortex is swinging by again for a visit. I saw where we're supposed to get not snow, but we're supposed to get a mix. We're supposed to get a mix where we're at. Let's see, range from 4 to 12 inches in our part of Colorado. Other parts of the state got nothing. Isn't that insane? Yeah, we had people, our local news was reporting dozens of accidents because we had a whole bunch of rain and then the temperature bottomed out. So everything got super duper cold, and then we had all of that snow. So as soon as it started snowing, it stuck to the roads and it stuck to the bridges. And so, yeah. And then our builder actually called and he said, don't go to town. He said, people are sliding off the road everywhere. And I'm like, what are you doing in town? So I'm just like, just stay inside, people. Last frost day is supposed to be February 17th. You're joking. Wow. Man, I would love to be able to garden that early. That'd be amazing. Farmer's Almanac called for a roller coaster winter. Looks to be accurate so far. Yeah, ours started very warm. And then of course we had tornadoes. We've had, records amounts of rain, and then we had 6 inches of snow, and we are in South Central Kentucky. That is not normal. Not to say that it's not happened before. Weather is cyclical. If you look at your weather history, and I will not get on that soapbox, but it is cyclical, and so it has happened before. It's just been a long time since it's happened. Oh, thank you. It is growing out. I actually was very tempted to lop it all off, because when it gets to this, I have very thick hair and it's very heavy and it gives me headaches when I wear it up all day. And then if I don't put it up when we go to bed, it gets laid on, not by me, and that it hurts. And then the dog will step on it if, she's jumping up on top of the couch, she pulls. So anyway, I'm going to refrain and not lop it off yet, but I was tempted. Large dogs inside and mud too. I always say, if I die tomorrow, will it matter if the floor or whatever is clean? That is very, very true. It is very true. It wins once the mud and northeast winter is gone. I'll actually scrub floors. Yes, I am. When I ordered my mop before we were able to move back into the house, I did order several heads, mop heads, so that way I can use one to clean the walls and then one to clean the floors. And I am very much looking forward to boiling water, pouring it into a bucket, and then just scrubbing everything. Very much looking forward to it. Let's see, just got my semi-annual haircut too. Nice. Yeah, when I was a teenager, I would let my hair grow really long, and then I would cut it up to about here and then let it grow long. But I don't know, I feel like, well, hello, Allison from Palmer Mountain, California. Well, thank you so much for watching. Favorite mop, when we moved back in, I got the cedar mop that's got the spin thing, and that I really have enjoyed having that. That's been really great. 44, wait a minute, am I reading that right? 44 inches of snow here isn't unusual. That is what you meant to write, right? 44 inches of snow, followed by rain, so I'm used to it, but doesn't mean I like it. Flood watches, etc. Oh my gosh, I can't even wrap my head around 44 inches of snow. Holy cow. Anyone else here? Oh, okay, yes. So Leah said, has anyone else here started their giant crimson seeds from In My Gardener? I am so glad you brought that up, because I was actually talking to Luke yesterday, and he let me know that they do have more giant crimson seeds to make available. And I think he is going to try to launch those tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. He's been sick, and I think he was going to try to go back to work today. And so yeah, if you are not subscribed to In My Gardener, or if you do not have your notifications turned on, I'm not sure. I think he's going to go live again. And so yeah, so make sure that all of your notifications are turned on. That's how I knew when the seeds launched, because he went live on Facebook, and I've made sure to turn my notifications on. So when he goes live on Facebook, I get the notification. So I knew whenever the giant crimson tomato seeds went on sale. Okay, so if you don't know the backstory of why this is like such a big deal. So In My Gardener, Luke, he about 4 years ago found a shadow box on, I'm pretty sure, eBay, that had packs of seeds going back over 80 years ago. And I cannot remember, I want to say it was some kind of museum or gardening center or something, garden society or something, that had this shadow box of seeds hanging up in it. Okay, like I said, the packets of seeds were over 80 years old. They still had seeds in them. So he gets the shadow box, he brings it home, he tries to germinate some of the seeds, and a few of the tomato seeds actually germinated, and then one of them survived and was able to produce fruit. And he has been saving those seeds over the last few years and is now making them available. So if you want to talk about heirloom variety, I mean, this is like a big deal. So you only get 5 seeds, and they're $5 for a pack of seeds. I'm not 100% sure if my discount code works on those seeds. You can certainly try. TCW10 saves 10%, and orders of $12 or more, you get free shipping, and also orders of 2 packs or more of seeds, you get a bonus pack. So just to sweeten the pot there. But anyway, my understanding is that he is going to launch more seeds of the giant crimson tomato seeds tomorrow. So if you are interested in that, the only thing he asks is save as much seeds from this variety as you can. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So yes, my code is TCW10. I've had that code since I was the caver's wife, which is why it's TCW. TCW10. You put your code in the discount code bar at checkout, and then you get your 10% off of your order. Now, the $12, the free shipping kicks in on just the seeds. They can't do free shipping like if you were to buy fertilizer or something like that. You get free shipping on seeds if your order is $12 or more, okay? So anyway, just really great stuff. Very excited. So be sure to check out, make sure that you have all of your notifications turned on. And if you even want to be, even more safe, just check, check on the website occasionally to see if they've got if they have it live. So anyway, so thank you for bringing that up, Leah. That was great. Okay, but yes, I am very excited. I know that I'm just a few weeks away from starting spring seeds. I plan on growing lots of cabbage, onions, broccoli, cauliflower, goodness, what else? Beets, carrots. I already have garlic planted. Yeah, I'm really excited. Really, really excited to be growing some food. I don't know when we're going to be starting on our not our high tunnel. No, boy, do I wish. Our hoop house. I was calling it a greenhouse. And Luke said, I'm so excited about your greenhouse. And then I realized that we were talking about something different. And I was like, well, we're just going to do like the cattle panels. He's like, oh, you mean like a hoop house? I was like, yeah, or a redneck greenhouse, like whatever you want to call it. I was like, we just want to do something simple and inexpensive. So hopefully Jack is wanting to, we can't do anything yet out here as far as building because we still have mounds of dirt. Once they get the addition done, then they've got to push all the dirt and then grade it out. And so we can't really build anything yet because we have all of that dirt. But anyway, so once all of that is taken care of, then we can start with building that. And then of course, in the spring, we will also be doing our meat chickens. So we have to build a chicken tractor. There's so much to do and I'm so pumped. When do you start your seeds? For the spring crops, I will be doing that in a couple of weeks. And then for our summer stuff, usually if I always start them too early, but if I start them end of March, then I'm usually in pretty good shape. End of March, 1st of April, I'm in good shape. So we don't really start planting. Used to, we would plant like Mother's Day weekend, but the last, not 2021, but in 2020, we had a freak late frost, and it was like Derby weekend, I think, and so that was crazy. So I had to pull up a lot of my like green beans and stuff. So we'll probably plant a little bit later just to be on the safe side this coming year, or this year, not this coming year, but this year. Growing tomatoes and chickens in yours right now. That is awesome. Our chickens, we moved the coop to the garden area, and they have done a phenomenal job working all of that down. So I am really, really excited to see how the garden area does. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing differently this year, I think, you know how it is, like you have ideas, but then when it comes to start doing it, it's like, this might not work. Have any of you read the Vegetable Gardener's Bible? I have not, but my friend Mike has. And he was telling me that how they recommend, hey Mary Beth, how they recommend gardening. If I can talk, in my row garden, I hill up the dirt in the rows, right? So he was saying that in the Vegetable Gardener's Bible, it talks about doing that except in like beds, like I think it's 3 feet by 15 foot rows. And so basically you treat it like a raised bed. And I kind of think that's a little bit like how Rachel at 1870s Homestead kind of does hers, like on the sides. You know how she has the raised beds in the middle, but then out on the sides. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna try that style this year. Doing 3 feet by, maybe not 15 feet, maybe 10 feet, raised row beds. I don't know what you would call that, but I really like that idea. And then I've got do y'all remember the night before the night before the basement wall fell? I showed y'all that I had gotten the square foot guide thing. So I'm gonna finally get to use that, Lord willing. So I thought that would work perfect if I do the raised 3 feet by 15 or 10 feet rows or whatever. Oh, so you have that book. Okay, good deal. Yeah, I haven't read it, but he was telling me about it and I was like, that actually sounds great. I might do that. Let's see. We don't plant outside until May, long weekend. Yeah. Yeah, we usually do first or second weekend, but I think we may even go third weekend this year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Living Traditions uses those too. Okay. Oh, you're talking about the square foot guide. Yeah, obviously I haven't got to use it yet, but I'm really, really excited. Let's see. Constance says, I've done 50 foot by 4 foot beds. And how did you like that? What did you have, like any pros or cons, or do you highly recommend it? Our last frost is April 1st. That was actually accurate this year. Oh, that's cool. It's always nice when it's right. Okay, I'm going to scroll up a little bit because I've been running my mouth and wanted to see if I've missed anything. Oh, yeah, Jennifer said they had the same frost too, the late one. Killed every one of my cherry tree blossoms. I think I remember us talking about that. Yeah, so crazy. Have a little cattle panel greenhouse. We love it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having it. Now, in your cattle panel greenhouse, do you just have shelves to start plants on, or do you have beds in them to grow in? Our plan is to have beds and to have shelving to start our plants in. And then our friend Mike, who you all have seen on our channel several times, he put up some gutters in his greenhouse, and the way he has it, they kind of go like the top one, they're all at an angle. So the top one goes like this, the next one goes like this. So if there's any runoff when he waters them in, it drains off into the next one. Okay, and then he put dirt in it and he's growing lettuce out of it, and it is so cool, and we are absolutely going to copy that idea. So cool. Have you looked into the row maker? Not the one that attaches to the tiller, like the one that you showed me. We've actually looked at the one that Haas Tools has. So yeah, the jury is still out on what we're gonna do there. Let's see, our frost was estimated April 1st and our last frost was April 2nd. Oh wow, so yeah, so it sounds like they got it right for your area too. See, I do make some stepping stone walkways across them though, so I don't have to walk. Yeah, I think that's just one thing that I know I will have to be mindful about, is making sure that I have a way to not disturb anything in the garden. Rain gutter growing is fairly common. I've never done it, but I've seen it a lot. I mean, like I've seen it like on Pinterest. I've seen, pinned, and I think Big Family Homestead, maybe, it seems like they had one on their fence before they moved. But I've never seen it in person in practice, and I was like super impressed. It was really, really neat. Who is growing that way? Our friend Mike, the one that has Wilderness Survival Simplified channel. I think he's only posted like 2 videos, but he's been on our channel several times. But yeah, we would love for him to be able to post more videos, but I know he stays busy. He is our pastor. He's a full-time pastor, and he's wonderful. He's always out visiting, our shut-ins and our sick, and any of our families that need anything. He is right there. So he stays busy, and I know that's why he hasn't posted any videos. But let's see. Oh, I know. So much from Haas Tools. I need to film. I have a Haas Tools haul that I need to film for you guys. I am so excited. I mean, when I say we are growing big this year, I am not kidding. We have So many tools. And we also have the, if you saw, I can't remember which video it was. I think it was my vlog where I showed that we have their, it's like the microgreen growing setup. And I'm really, really excited. I'm trying to do research before I make that video because I want it to be really informative, because I have questions, microgreens versus sprouts. You know, what's better? Is one better? I mean, like with sprouting, and I don't want to give my video away, but I don't know if any of you have ever thought about it. Like, what's the difference between microgreens and sprouting? What's the difference between microgreens and baby greens? And there is a difference, nutritionally speaking. There are pros and cons to both. And anyway, so yeah, so I'm trying to make it like, you know, why would you want to have a microgreen setup versus sprouting? You know, because with sprouting, it's very little to no equipment. Microgreens is a little bit different, and there are different ways that you can do it as well. But you know, should you do both? You know, should you just do the one? Like, anyway, so that's my vision for that video when I get around to making it. Well, hey Bumblebee, how are you doing? Oh goodness, let's see. I'm missing comments here. Have I done sprouting? Yes, I have. I certainly have. It's been a hot minute since I've done it, but yes, I used to do some sprouting. I would usually, my favorite thing to sprout was lentils. I really enjoy the flavor and the crunch that sprouting provides, and there is nutritional benefit to sprouting, and it also depends on what you're sprouting. And I actually also have some sprouting lids that I got off of Amazon last year, and I can show them to you. They're really cool. Okay, so when I sprouted before, you know, if you go into the craft section where all the sewing stuff is, especially the oh, what is it called? Not thread that's on a spool, but the thread that's in, like, looks like little things of yarn. What is it? Embossing thread, is that what it's called? Is that even a word, embossing? Anyway, but it's like a mesh, a plastic mesh screen looking thing, and some people do like a needlepoint through it or whatever. So I actually bought those sheets because they are stupid cheap, and I cut circles just big enough to fit inside of my inside of a mason jar ring. Embroidery there. Thank you. I don't know why that was hard for me, but it was. So thank you. Yes, embroidery thread. But anyway, so I would just cut a circle, and that worked fine. The only issue that you run into is that moisture will collect around your mason jar ring and will rust. And then sometimes that gets in with your sprouts if you're not careful. Do I have a video on sprouting? No, but I can certainly make one. It's definitely not difficult. It's very, very easy. And that's one of the things that I'm going to talk about in the video, is that sprouting is super easy. Anyone can do it. You don't need any special equipment. Some people don't even use screens. They'll just use like a cheesecloth or something to, you know, to drain, because you're supposed to rinse your seeds, you know, a couple of times a day to prevent mold and to keep them moist and everything. And you want to be able to drain it, and it needs good drainage and it needs good airflow. So anyway, so that's what I use, because at the time I was completely broke and had no, you know, I had no extra money for anything. So one of those screens was like less than $1, and I could cut several out. I would just take the mason jar lid and trace around it and then cut it out, and then that's what I used. But anyway, but I did find some very inexpensive sprouting lids to put on your jars, and if you'll give me just a second, I'll grab them, which means you're gonna see my pajama pants. So, you know, we're all friends here. Y'all have seen me in worse. Okay, so let me get it, hang on. All right. I keep a lot of my canning stuff up here. Look where they are. I probably didn't even have to get on a chair. All right. So Parker has had a friend staying with us the last couple of nights, and he came in here to throw something away, and because where I've painted and I'm still not done, everything still needs one more coat, and I don't have any hardware. You know, he had to like fingertip grip the side of the cabinet. I was like, I promise these cabinets will get done this year. This year they will be finished and they will have hardware and it will be awesome. Okay, so sprouting, and I guess I could probably talk about this in the video too for anybody that's watching this after. Okay, so this is what I got. I don't know how you pronounce this, probably Solite. I'm guessing it's S-O-L-I-G-T. Easy rinse and drain sprouting lids for wide mouth mason jars. And I think there's 6 in here. Yes, there's 6 in here. The beautiful colors of like a harvest gold and avocado green. Just to, you know, a little time warp there for you. So anyway, what you do is you screw this onto, I don't know if y'all can see, it's got like little peg looking things on the side. So you screw this onto your wide mouth lid. You put your seeds in the jar. You screw this on, and then you rinse your seeds. I think you actually soak them first, if I remember correctly. Cold water, yes. You soak your seeds first. Like I said, it's been a hot minute. You soak your seeds first, 8 to 12 hours. You pour the water off, and then you give them a good rinse. You don't take this off, okay? You give it a good rinse. You swirl it around, and then you pour this. You pour it, and then you set this. Here we go. This is a candle. Okay, you set it upside down. By the way, this candle smells amazing. I got this around Christmas time at a gift shop. It's 1803 candles. I got the cornbread and honey scent, and it smells incredible. Anyway, so seeds, soak, pour them off, give them a rinse, swish them around, pour it out, and then you do this number. You let it sit like this, and that way it will drain, but this allows airflow. So that way your seeds don't mold. And then, anyway, you do that, and depending on what kind of seeds, usually they're ready to eat in a few days. And you can put them on sandwiches, on top of soups and salads, on tacos. I mean, and then it's fresh. It has a nice crunch. It has a good flavor, and it does have nutritional value. So anyway, so that's just that's a nice way to grow something, and that's nutrient packed. I wouldn't necessarily say they're nutrient dense, but they are good for you. Alfalfa is one that people do a lot. I mean, you can do a lot of different things. Like I said, I did lentils, because I mean, lentils, you can buy a bag of them at the store for next to nothing. And then, I mean, you're putting like a tablespoon or 2 in a jar. And then it, like, as it grows, it fills up the jar, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so sprouting. So that's one thing that you can do. All right, let me see what I have missed. I saw y'all talking about my pajama pants. You have PJs on too. Good. Yeah, it is definitely, y'all. I mean, I'm early to bed, early to rise. That's me. Let's see. I think I got these at my pajama pants. I think I got them at Walmart, pretty sure. Let's see. Lids look amazing. Have the stainless mesh screens, and they kind of suck. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used these yet. But what I like is it doesn't have the metal ring, because that was the thing that turned me off the most, was the rust getting into my sprouts. And I just hated fighting with it, and it was, you know, it just, ugh. They have a multi-source microgrid of wind and water turbines built in along with solar. Okay, y'all are talking about something else. I'm like, what does? Okay. Mung beans is a popular fave too. Yes, I have seen that. Hey, Money Pit Homestead, how are you? The name of the lids again is, I think it's pronounced Solight, S-O-L-I-G-H-T. This one is for wide mouth mason jars. I'm assuming they make them for regular mouth, but I got wide mouth because, you know, it's sprouts and you're going to reach your hand in and pull them out. This is BPA free, dishwasher safe, and food safe. Let's see if it says anything else. Perfect to sprout broccoli, alfalfa. Oh, and that was another thing too. The slots are small. So that way if you are sprouting something with small seeds, they don't fall through. Let's see. Perfect convenience to sprout in 6 jars at one time. Yeah, so anyway, so that's pretty cool if you are looking to sprout seeds. That is a great way to do it. All right. Want to know, as a homesteader, what would you want in these condos? Do you think it would save the environment? Are you asking me? I feel like I'm walking into the middle of a conversation. I want to know, as a homesteader, what would you want in these condos? Do you okay? I think I've missed part of what you had said before. If you have time, think on a like my vision. On condos, I don't know. Yeah, I would have to think about that. That's okay. Well, hey, Miss Leanne, how are you? Well, hi, Miss Carol, how are you? Good to see you. You can use radish, kale, broccoli, alfalfa, and a whole lot of other types of seeds. Yes. And the cool thing about sprouting and with microgreens is that it takes on the flavor of what it normally produces, but in a very mild form. And that's another thing too that I'll talk about with microgreens is that the older the plant gets, because some people will wait to harvest the microgreens when it gets its first set of true leaves. And of course, you know, the longer you let the plant grow, the stronger the flavor becomes. If you harvest it when it's pretty young and tender, then it's, you know, it's a lighter flavor. You missed the first comment. You'll have to scroll back. Sounds interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go back and check it out. Good deal. So are any of you all, oh yeah, pea shoots are good too. I would agree with that. I liked those back when I was counting calories. I would put those on English muffins. Like I would do an egg with a little bit of that, you know, third less fat cream cheese, and I would put some sprouts on top. It felt like a very fancy dinner. So are any of y'all keeping up with the Canuary videos that Miss Lisa from Sutton's Days is doing? I have one coming up this week, and she is doing a giveaway associated with that one. So you want to make sure that you comment on every video, because at the end of the month, she is giving away a 23-quart pressure canner. I think a Presto, pretty sure. So yeah, and Anna is doing some videos for the collaboration also. Was watching Acre Homestead Canuary video just before you went live. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't watched hers yet. So trying to keep up with Canuary. I'm trying to get ready for air fryer February. Oh, good. So you're doing that one. Yeah, she asked me to do it, but I had already signed up to do the fermenting video, which I am super excited about. So Anna at Fermented Homestead is doing a fermenting collaboration for February, and I'm going to be participating in that one. And I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I've already got my ingredients, and I need to go ahead and start because that is something that I've been thinking about. I really do need to get more fermented foods in my diet. My whole family does. And so I'm going to be making curtido. And I know I'm saying that wrong. But if you know what that is, it's kind of like a Mexican slaw, I guess you could call it. It's cabbage, carrots, jalapenos. Sometimes people will put cilantro in it. The first time that I ever had any kind of version of it was when we went to Luke, M.I. Gardner, when he was doing the grand opening of his store a few years ago, and he invited us out to his house, and they did chicken tacos, and he had me make it, and I had never made it before, and it was so good. And so like ever since then we've been making it, but the way they did it was very simple. It was cabbage sliced super duper thin, like almost shredded, and salt and lime juice, and that was it, and it was amazing. And we put that on our chicken tacos, and so like now every time we make chicken tacos we have to have that. So anyway, but what I'm going to be making is a fermented curtido. Can someone please tell me how to pronounce that correctly, because I feel like I sound like George W. trying to speak Spanish. Curtido, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like no matter how I try to say it, it just does not sound right. It's called jalapeno and vinegar with vegetables. Let's see, I fermented radishes last year. I tried to ferment radishes one time and it was not good. I did not like it. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, it's getting long for sure. So long as it's been in a long, long time. But yeah, fermenting is fun, and I've not done it a whole lot. I mean, I've done sauerkraut. My fermenting is this: sauerkraut, which I've done several times, yogurt, sourdough. And then those are the ones that I know what I'm doing when I do those. Oddly enough, I've never made a video on sourdough, but I have made videos on sauerkraut and yogurt. I think I actually have a couple of videos on yogurt, which is really easy. And sourdough is a little bit more involved, but it's also, sourdough I think is one of those things that we all tend to overthink. But as a matter of fact, earlier I was watching Farmhouse on Boone, how she does hers, because, you know, I mean, she's kept hers alive for 11 years. And I'm like, she has definitely come up with a way that makes it not complicated. My problem is that I overthink things. But I love, maybe roll the R in curtido. See, it just, no matter how I do it, it just doesn't sound right. But anyway, but I'm excited because I love Mexican cuisine. I love, I'm really pumped. I'm pumped. I'm really excited. I have my starter that I started with Needy's channel, which is now 2 years old. Awesome. I know, Farmhouse on Boone. I mean, I really, really enjoy her channel. It's very relaxing watching her stuff. And she also has a very nice way of teaching. It's very fun to watch. Let's see. But yeah, and I also, you know, I admire how she serves like just a little bit, like everybody gets just a little bit of sauerkraut on their plate. And I'm assuming that her children don't complain, which is awesome. I personally love sauerkraut. Do I love it so much that I could eat it at every meal? I don't know how it doesn't get old, but I think that's why she only puts like a couple of tablespoons on everybody's plate. It's like just enough that you get the benefits of it, not enough that you don't hate it, I'm guessing. You would love to know how I do my sourdough. Well, that is actually going to be one of my fermenting videos. Now, I will say that it is not my recipe, but it is a recipe that I have used. It is tried and true. And I will share that with you when I do my fermenting video. Well, hi, Miss Grammy Karen. How are you? Thank you for sharing the link to Lisa Farmhouse on Boone. Yes, definitely check her out if you are interested in cooking from scratch. If you love the whole farmhouse aesthetic, I just love her videos. The ones of her videos that I watch the most are the what we eat in a week, because she really makes everything from scratch. Like, she makes their noodles from scratch. I don't think I've ever seen her open a box of macaroni and cheese or anything. Like, everything is from scratch. So it's just really cool to see how a busy mom of, how many kids does she have now? 7. How she's able to, just whip out some really delicious and healthy, nutrient dense foods for her family. I'm really astonished that she can. I mean, I am not a good time manager. So, I struggle getting good, nutritious meals out for my family. So I want to. The desire is definitely there. But the finding the time to do it all is difficult for me. Made corn potato chowder yesterday. Ooh, that sounds really good. We are talking about Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone. So you named your sourdough starter Karen? That's really funny. 7 kids, and she is awesome. She really is. I mean, she has her blog, she has her YouTube channel, she has a podcast. She homeschools all of her kids. She cooks everything from scratch. She gardens. I mean, it's really amazing. But I will say this. This is something that I do know. People with a large channel and blog and all of these things, they do have people that work for them because they would not be able to do it all by themselves. So I do know that she does have people that helps her behind the scenes. So that's really good. Let's see. So yeah, so there's a lot of things coming up. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned this last week in our live that I actually have a calendar for January that I have filled with all of the ideas of videos that I plan on making for you all. And I have more than enough to have a video out a day. But again, just, sometimes they'll go out and sometimes they don't. I have a grocery haul that I've been trying to edit for 2 days. So I need to get that up soon. But I'll also, Lord willing, will have a Wellness Wednesday video coming out this week. And then, of course, I have my my first Canuary video coming out. Let's see, Lisa does mention that on her podcast, she has like 5 people working for her on her business. Exactly. I work for people. I don't have anybody working for me yet. Maybe one of these days. Really what I want help with is the dishes. If I could pay somebody to do the dishes. Now, my daughter, who is my biggest help around the house, has a full-time job. And then, of course, Parker has school, and then occasionally he'll help his grandfather, and he also has karate. So, and then, of course, Jack also has a full-time job. So it's like, if anything is going to get done, it's going to be me. But, and I will tell you all this too. Was it just before the basement wall fell? I had called two people to see about getting somebody to come and help me with my house once every couple of weeks. And these 2 people were highly recommended, and y'all, they did not return my call. And I'm like, can they tell from the sound of my voice how bad it is? Is that what it is? I don't know. But anyway, it's fine. It's just, for me, it is a matter of time management, and that has never been one of my strong suits. Yes, I do work full-time. It is, before, I worked full-time before we started homeschooling. I worked outside of the home. And I remember thinking, man, I wish I could be a stay-at-home mom. My house would always be clean. We would always have delicious, nutritious meals. And, I just felt like that if I could be home, I would be a much better wife and mom. And where I feel in my heart of hearts, in a lot of ways, that is true. But it is not a perfect, peaceful rhythm type life. I mean, it's you exchange one set of challenges for another. One is not better than the other. One is not more perfect. One is not easier than the other. They're both hard. You just have different sets of challenges. Or maybe they're the same challenges, just in different clothes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is difficult having to work full time and manage your home and take care of your family and homeschool. I mean, it is. And I feel like some people are probably more graceful at it than I am, just because, like I said, I'm not the best time manager. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see, growing older slowed me down a lot, so I can't do near what my brain thinks I can't. Yeah, I feel that too. I'm very, so I work in real estate, right? I'm not an agent, but I work for agents. And the brokerage that the agents that I work for are with is Keller Williams. Keller Williams has a thing that they call a KPA, which is a Keller Williams personality assessment. And so basically, it's kind of like a personality test, but it tells you how you work. It's your personality on how you work, how you process information, how you work with people, and that kind of thing. And one of the things that it says about me is that I am very optimistic, which is very true. This is something I've always known about myself, but when you're optimistic, you never see how that could be a bad thing, right? So one of the things that it says is that because I am optimistic, it also means that I am optimistic with my time, which means I think that I can do all the things in my allotted time, when that's not necessarily the truth. And that's so true. Like, I will look at something, I'm like, oh yeah, I can absolutely get that done today. Well, no, I can't. So anyway, it's pretty funny. Let's see. You're moving over to Happy Valley. Okay, you're talking to somebody else. But congratulations though. That sounds awesome. Hey, Pathways. Comparing ourselves with other breeds, discontentment and discouragement. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Let's see. I was blessed to be able to stay home with now 3 kids and homeschool. I don't do lists and calendars. Yeah. When I was, when we first started homeschooling, I was doing odd jobs. I was doing like farmer's market. I would clean houses. And then like I had a very light schedule. And so I did feel like I was able to focus more on the things that I felt were important, like the homeschool and the house. And, I was really getting into homesteading at the time and everything. But yeah, having a desk job is a whole different thing because you don't have the freedom to be everywhere and do everything. So I do miss that. That's, yeah. That's why you did your planner video. Yeah, that's what I was getting to is even at those times, I operate very well from a list. Just if I write down everything that I need to get done, and then I prioritize it. I work well that way. But let's see, I have 2 planners. One stays on my desk and I have one in the living room so I can write things down as I think of them. If I feel if I write it down, it stays in my head better. Yeah, I'm the same way. Let's see, I think has it been an hour? Oh wow, it's almost been an hour, you guys. This has flown by. I really didn't know what we were going to talk about. Let's see. But yeah, there's a lot coming up and I am very, very excited about all the things. Okay, thank you, Mandy. I'm really excited about all the things that we have coming up on the homestead, with the family. Yeah. Yes, thank you. You guys have been fun. I feel like my mouth has run nonstop. So that's good. There's nothing worse than like trying to do a live and then it being completely awkward. Yes, I'm excited about my garden too, like completely and totally. I'm all the things that we're going to grow, all the things that we're going to can, filling up the shelves, bringing everyone alongside. I really, really, really hope that we can help someone grow food and that they can, just depend on the supply chain just a little bit less. Reminding me of Coffee Chat Fridays. You know what? That is one thing I would love to bring back. Okay, so what Jennifer's talking about was back when I was Tangy the Caver's wife. I had decided one morning, I had got up, it was just before 6 a.m. and I was making my coffee. I was getting ready to start the day, and I was like, I would love to be able to sit and have coffee with a friend. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go live on my Tangy the Caver's Wife Facebook page. And then I think I maybe put out something like on Instagram or something like, hey, I'm getting ready to go on live on my Facebook page if you guys want to come hang out. And it was early. It was early in the morning. But I enjoyed that so much. We would talk about gardening. Yes, it was on Facebook. You're absolutely right. We would talk about gardening. And it was awesome. And we would have coffee and we would talk, and it was great. And I would love to do that again. Yeah. Hopefully one of these days I can work that out where we can do that. 8 a.m. Okay, so that was 8 a.m. your time, right? So I guess maybe was it 7 a.m. then my time? I can't remember. I'm really bad with time zones. All right. Okay, really quick, funny story speaking of time zones. Okay, so I'm in the central time zone. So right now it is 8:57. The agents that I work for are in the Eastern time zone, so it is 9:57 their time, okay? So we actually had a house that we had sold. We represented the seller. He was moving, he had to move to the West Coast for a job, all right? So he went from, and I don't remember what, maybe it was Pacific time zone. So I think he ended up being like, 2 or 3 hours behind me. Maybe it was 2 hours. Well, I had completely forgotten that one time, and I needed to ask him a question, and I called him and he answered. And so I'm like, oh, good morning. This is Tangy and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, can you hang on just a second? He said, I will answer your question, but it's 5 a.m. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it must be 3 hours time difference. Anyway, I felt so bad. Oh, we're in the same time zone. Okay, good. But anyway, yeah, that was just super awkward. But he was a great guy. Okay, 6:58 there. Okay, so then you are 2 hours behind me. All right, so I must have called him. Yeah, it had to have been, because I will start work at 7, so that had to have been right. Anyway, it was very awkward, but he was a good sport about it. Okay, anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. You guys have been awesome. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm sorry that Jack couldn't be here, but church priorities and whatnot. So watch this week. We'll have our January video. I think I'm going to do, I think I will post the, give me a second, beef stroganoff video this week. And then my last video for January is going to be chicken pot pie filling. So be watching for that. Lord willing, we'll have a Wellness Wednesday for you guys. I have a grocery haul coming up. We have a Haas Tools video coming up. We'll do a microgreen video. So just lots and lots of fun things coming up. Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. You all have a great night. And until next time, remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared. And we will catch y'all in the next one. God bless you all. Bye, guys. If I can remember how to turn this